Yeah, that's a weird way to start a video. Hey, what's going on, dudes? It's Omega Geller 44 here again, bringing another video. Being stupid, just like always. But today we're going to talk about 10 wrong words that are actually right. Some of these words might make you feel beet red. But are the people who use them always misinformed, or is there more to the story? Whether we like it or not, the English language is changing and will continue to change. Even though it developed from a language that had a great many rules, German grammar is a tedious thing. We've all but done away with many of them for the sake of convenience. Sometimes we add rules about how words should behave, what it means, how to make it plural, only to have the word change entirely. But languages are defined by their speakers, so no matter how wrong the new change might seem, we just have to grin and bear it, or argue to the ends of the earth to stand on the side of correctness. That works too. This might seem a little vague, so we'll look at some examples. Here are 10 controversial words that might not be as long as you think. By Gannon Kendrick. Let's do it. Number 10, octopi. It's a common thought and even a common teaching that this word is correct. There's a historical reason for that, but the most correct plural is not really octopi or octopodes. As some socially inclined grammarians who don't understand that etymologies are not good small talk would tell you. The most correct plural of octopus is actually octopuses. Or if you really want to say octopuses, I don't really know. This is because the word octopus is not Latin, so the correct plural isn't octopi. The word isn't Greek either, so it isn't octopodes. The word octopus is actually a relevant recent Latinized Greek word, and was coined by Carl someone, the man we call the father of taxonomy, the fancy animal naming system in the 1700s. My mouse is not connected, so I can't use it. Given that someone mixed origin, it's far safer to use the standard English system of pluralization rather than turn to Greek or Latin. On the other hand, these plural forms aren't entirely incorrect either, it's more controversial. The word octopus could be thought of as an ancestor of the Latin word polypus, whose plural is polypi. So from a certain perspective, octopi could be correct. And Carl himself used the plural octopodes, even while clearly understanding polypi to be a plural. The plural formed from the original word. It seems no matter which plural form you take, somebody somewhere will think to correct you for it. Number 9, ornery. The word ornery is a different beast. Despite being quite difficult to spell, it isn't a word that has accepted an unconventional spelling, and the pronunciation differences are quite insignificant. Instead, this is a word that has taken on a different regional definition that isn't listed in most dictionaries. When using this, many people from the South and Midwest in the United States imagine they are describing a rowdy, mischievous child. It could be thought of as an endearing or affectionate term. But this word can also cause a bit of a cultural clash. It's often used negatively to refer to someone who is disagreeable, stubborn, or easily upset. There are several examples spread out over the internet's existence, of people discovering the word's true meaning and then going on forums and other discussions sites to talk about their experiences like here. Although major dictionaries don't define this alternate use of the word, some sites like Wiktionary do. Wiktionary isn't the most credible authority I don't frickin' know on any subject though, so it may be a while before we see the popular regional variant of ornery officially recognized. Number 8 is literally. The misuse of this word is a common complaint. Some who use this word have a verbal tic, as I literally can't even right now. Okay. For others, it's a form of a hyperbole. I literally just saw this word yesterday. How the hell can I not pronounce it? As in, I feel literally on top of the world right now. But whatever the case, literally should never be used to convey anything except an entirely unquestionable, literally true claim. Or that would have been true 6 years ago, anyway. The word literally was used so often in a figurative sense that the Oxford Dictionary literally added that definition in 2011. What naysayers of this sense of the word may find interesting is that literally has been used as a figure of speech for over 250 years. Even Mark Twain used the word in its more cringeworthy sense, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. Despite its addition to the dictionary, literally as used in a figurative sense, is still not standard English. It would be a bad idea to include that usage in a distillation, but only those who enforce standard English on the general population would correct you for using literally in a casual environment. So if you say, I got so scared I literally pissed my pants, it means you actually pissed your pants. So, yeah. Number 7, ain't. This list wouldn't be complete without the word ain't, even if it is fairly common information that ain't very much is a word. What is less common information is that ain't has been in dictionaries for over 250 years, albeit as slang, and became a proper non-slang but still non-standard word in 1993. So the old adage, ain't a word, and I ain't gonna say it, isn't entirely accurate. Well, isn't ain't and not? Actually, ain't evolved from an early contraction, ANT, or AMNT, for a good portion of English history. The word was used, ironically, even by writers like Tennyson and Swift. Then the word took on many uses, also representing is not, and then has not. After that, a wave of prescriptives of the 18th and 19th century, people who promoted certain grammatical practices while discouraging others, decided that ain't had become an abomination, a sort of chimera. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing these words right, but what the hell. These groups of people are also part of the reason that contractions in general are discouraged in essays and more formal writing. Today, ain't is an acceptable informal word. Literally everybody in the English-speaking world knows what it means, and there's not much reason to guilt people for using it. It's doubtful that it will ever lose its stigma in formal circles, though. Number 6, all right. The most common educated action when presented with this word is to mark it with a red pen and tell the updater to write their spell check. But interestingly, the spelling has been backing, even though more from circles will slap a writer on the wrist for using it. All right, meaning A-L-R-I-G-H-T. The combination of the words all and right into a compound word has been done throughout history. Even in Old English, we have the compound phrase, "Ellright." One of the most popular songs by The Who is "The Kids Are All Right," and authors like James Joyce use the word too. Despite its history of use, the reading of this word often registers a stall on the face of editors, as many people hate the word. Using the word all right in writing is an action of rebellion. There's simply no need for two words that serve basically the same function, they would say. It's all right to use this word, though, but only for those who like to live dangerously. It may not be standard now, but there's a push to make it so. Number 5, hopefully. The most common meaning of this word slipped into the English language somewhat quietly. At one point, the word referred to an action that was done in a hopeful manner. A person could look on a situation hopefully or look at the sky hopefully. But they could not say hopefully the situation will end favorably for me. Surprisingly, the change to the word was first documented as late as the 1960s. Probably 1969. But even though AP style finally accepted the word in this sense, a select few still hold on to the idea that it isn't correct. The reason for this controversy is that the meaning of hopefully was used as a sentence adverb can't be directly understood from the sentence. Hopefully does not translate into it is hopeful that. Hopefully instead modifies an implied subject, translating to I hope that or we hope that. However, this argument against the word has always been tenuous. Words like sadly or thankfully work the same way, with the meaning simply implied from the context. Despite their similar construction, nobody bats an eye at their use, possibly because hopefully it is new sense in such a recent inclusion, while words like sadly predate it by quite a long time. Number 4, irregardless. Defending this word is certainly not a popular thing to do. Any writer who did so would surely have to issue this type of disclaimer. I'm sorry in advance. Please don't send a lynch mob after my family, and please keep the comment section civil. Yeah, maybe in this video. It's like, the word's origin is unclear, but it's probably a hybrid of regardless and irrespective. An attempt to sound educated, but an ultimate failure. Irregardless, the word has been around for quite a while, first appearing as far back as 1795. It is one of the more controversial words in our language, and despite much instance to the contrary, it is a fact It is in fact a word with its own entry and everything. Like hopefully, though the meaning of irregardless doesn't follow literally. The ear and less both mean the same thing, forming a kind of redundant double negative that should technically mean the opposite of what is intended. One of my freaking cats just threw up all over the floor, and I'm gonna go, calm down. Chances are, if it ever gains acceptance as anything other than non-standard, it would be idiomatic. It wouldn't be the first time that a word or phrase becomes figurative due to a linguistic misunderstanding. See also I could care less, another linguistic irritant that's gained traction over the years. Number 3, per use. Per use. I'm going to say it's per use. This word frequently appears on lists of words you're probably using incorrectly. But there's more to the story than that. Like literally, per use is goes to a controversial double meaning due to a common misuse. Unlike literally the new... Did I just lose? Like... Only cropped up recently, sometime late in the last century. A small handful of dictionaries added definitions in the 80s and 90s in response, but not every dictionary agrees with the new meaning yet. The primary meaning, paraphrased, for the word per use, is to read or look carefully or thoroughly. Its original meaning is synonymous with a word like examine or inspect. By contrast, the new meaning of the word is to skim, to look through a casual or selective manner, or to look at. These definitions upon close inspection are opposite, with one suggesting a thorough examination and the other a few simple glances. Number 2, fulsome. I'm sorry, you didn't hear that. One of the words on this list, fulsome is probably used the least. Yeah, I'd never even heard of this word. This infrequent use is probably one of the reasons that people use it in a wrong sense when they use it at all. By far, its most common use is in this expression, fulsome praise, which would seem like a good thing. The word sounds positive, drawing mental associations to full and wholesome. At one point, this was exactly what the word meant. Then, Samuel Johnson, considered the father of the English dictionary, went and goofed everything up. He and Noah Webster thought the word fulsome, which mostly held a positive connotation for hundreds of years, meaning copious or abundant, drew its roots from the word full. In this defense, he was probably only cataloging how the word was used in his lifetime in the Old English words full, essentially foul, and full do look similar, F-U-L and F-U-L-L. In any case, fulsome gained its negative connotation. However, many have fought and continue to fight for its original use, even as far back as 1868. The word simultaneously retains both definitions, and even former President Barack Obama used the word in its much older positive sense. He came under some scrutiny for that, and for the fact that he misused enormity, a word which just missed this list. It's another word that may create an entirely new definition because people incorrectly associate it with size. Fulsome praise usually means distinctively over the top and insincere praise, but some have assumed it meaning to be more positive. Historically, they're not entirely wrong. Words can change meaning, like mistress. Way back in the day, it was not a girlfriend while being married. It was like your teacher or your maid. Now a mistress means if you're married and you're dating someone else. Obviously without being polyamorous. Number 1, self-depreciating and depreciate. The holdouts against this word are few and far between, but they do exist. In an archaic sense, to depreciate meant to pray against or ward off, or to disprove inversely. A word like self-depreciating was once viewed to be incorrect, while the correct word was self-depreciating, meaning literally to lower the value of yourself. But self-depreciating is falling into disuse, kept alive largely by people who want to maintain a notation of correctness because they view self-depreciating as wrong. They are right that the meaning of self-depreciating does not literally follow, but even standard English has come to acknowledge the word is proper. The other place where this controversy emerges is in software and code industries, where the word depreciate has come to become obsolete. This meaning has also been accepted, but there are some who say it doesn't logically follow, as this blog comments. For whatever the reason, the term depreciate became associated with computers. Even the association doesn't logically follow. Surely when a feature becomes obsolete, some argue, it makes more sense that it has been depreciated, not depreciated. The same frickin' word. Oh, one doesn't have an I, the other does. Even this text editor denies that depreciated is a word. Likely a big part of why depreciate has historically been used where depreciate makes more sense is that I don't even know the difference. Hold on a minute. Deprecate. It's just easier to say and rolls off the tongue. In any event, software developers aren't likely to stop using it, and self-deprecate is much less popular than that word. Well, anyway, dude, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out and subscribe.